What does it feel like to drive a cloud? What does it feel like to steer a river? What does it smell like to smell a mountain? At Jubilee, we're committed to letting you do the impossible, and now we've succeeded in letting you drive the undrivable. The Jubilee Dementia. The car engineers said shouldn't be made. Test drive one today and experience what scientists for decades claimed was beyond the realm of safe driving. Jubilee. Be reasonable or be fast. Pernu Apparel. Italian leather, Italian threading. Pernu is Italian for jean jacket. We take the second best of Milan and with an appropriate markup bring it to you. Just because you don't have taste doesn't mean you shouldn't have pants. Pernu Apparel. Clothes, but not quite.
This is Mars Official Radio with Panem Public Service Escalon. We have a soundtrack just right for the blue sunset light.
Hey, King Be Easy, how are you? You caught me at a time that I'm not normally on. I got a day off, so I thought I'd play a little Skylines. Yeah, it's going good. It's growing. I'm working on this spaceport, spaceport island at the moment, which is going all right. I've been battling with the glitches in the cargo hubs as well with all the patches that's been going on, but it's kind of playable at the moment, which is good. So it's still doing weird things like flying cars and other things. So you can see here, we've got the flying cars glitch. Crazy, hey? So I guess they're gonna have to patch the patch. And it seems to be functioning alright, but as you can see, visually, it's not functioning right. Not sure if you're experiencing the same thing with your cities. But it's not completely smashing my traffic, so it's kind of playable. I'll just ignore it for now and just keep on going. I put some extra mods in, but one of them seems to be unhiding some of these props, which is a bit annoying. But otherwise, yeah, the city's going alright. I'm up to about 184,000 people now. I've been messing around with the Rico mod to change the levels of people that are in buildings as well. So this tall office building, I've changed to capacity of 150 workers, which I think is a bit more realistic, although it's struggling to fill the building. So interesting, just messing around with some of the buildings' numbers, push the population up a bit harder. And I had to fix some garbage disposal stuff as well, just to rebalance it all. But yeah, and my industrial's going up, and then I build more industrial, and then they complain about not having enough places to sell, so I've got to work on the balance of that as well. Added worked on this mountain here as a national park. Put in my first cable car as well, which runs from down here all the way up to here, and the park is all surrounded with the ruins that were already there in the first place. So that part's looking pretty good. It's not completely finished, but they do get a good view down from here over to Fibonacci. So I do like that. So yeah, all in all, it's going pretty good. Pushing away. I guess I gotta keep going with my goal to fill this out before CS2 comes out. But yeah, my main thing at the moment is just to finish off this spaceport. I put in a monorail, a first monorail for it as well. Got my space elevator going. Got enough transport going to it as well, so it doesn't clog the roads up. The monorail seems to be servicing it pretty well, and a bus service. And then it connects up to this transport hub here, which does everything. It's got metro, train, and subway.
It is a perfect vessel for transport from short to medium distances, and we believe that the price we are
asking. It's getting some good usage through here as well.
Sternberger, more than just an outlet.
Complaining about power. It's weird, I'll get these random warnings about things that aren't even actually happening.
Nature things, and the third
Not sure what the go is with that.
The homes of native birds are being destroyed at an alarming rate.
I also moved my power area from there over to the side of the mountain here. So new utilities area just over here. Got a fusion power plant, and a couple of nuclear power plants. I probably don't need the nuclear power plants, but I just put them there because I thought I did initially. And then I thought, hey, looks kind of good. Why not have two nuclear power plants next to a fusion power plant?
Even though I like it on Mars, I find myself missing things
So,
I
yeah.
never thought I would. I've basically been
That's
a
where it's at the
vegetarian since my
moment.
first semester in college.
Got a few
Still, I recently
waste processing centers just over here.
I don't know why. The same thing happened when I thought of Turkish Delight, the most revolting candy ever created. Have
I
you
built out
experienced
this
similar cravings? If
pretty
you have,
detailed
tell us. Let's
interchange over
listen to
here.
another song
I
and
really
think
tried to
about
get
it.
everything as smooth as possible. So this is probably my best interchange that I've built. And yeah, it serves its purpose as well. It's not just pretty. It actually does feed traffic around the city. So it seems to be working well as well. So yeah, pretty happy with that. How have your cities been going? Hey, must love pickles. How you going? Yeah, I'm on at an unusual time. Got a day off, so it's the middle of the day over here, 11 a.m. Thought I'd play some Skylines. Just working on my Spaceport Island thing here. Benjamin Anthony Island. Oh, yeah, we can do a launch. Yeah, it's weird playing it this time, hey, because I don't usually play. I've actually got Netflix on in the background, the new series of Black Mirror. It's actually pretty interesting. So I can do a rocket launch. So what I might do is I want to do a rocket launch at night. So let's turn on the day-night cycle again. Let it run. Yeah, so built my first monorail as well to service this island, especially the space elevator. So it works pretty well. Keeps traffic at bay. Yeah, the first few seasons of Black Mirror is actually really good. And I've just started watching the first episode of the latest season, and it's pretty good as well. So yeah, so I've got all my high-tech buildings in here. Let's catch this monorail again. Built a custom bridge for it as well. And my city's got up to about 185,000 people now. But I did mess with some of the Rico settings of some of the buildings, which pushed the population up a bit. But I have been dealing with the cargo train hub glitch, which is still a glitch, but it's good because it's still letting me function in my city, and my traffic's not going nuts because of it. So I've built this decent hub here as well to service the island, because it does get a fair bit of traffic. Yeah, it's taking a while to fill it out though, because I still do want to fill it out before CS2, and I've still got plenty of space, as you can see. I'll just turn off the names. So yeah, it's getting there. I did some work on this national park here, Mount Coden. So where the relics were, but you get a pretty decent view from here over Fibonacci. Yeah, they said it got patched, but it didn't. I mean, now it's got another issue, so I'll show you what the issue is now, if it's still doing what it's, yeah. Okay, so it seems like it's functioning, but visually it's not functioning. So you get flying cars. A line of flying cars here. So yeah, if you check out the forums and Reddit, there's a few people talking about it, so they're looking into it. But yeah, even when you look at the cargo hub itself, it does work, like things are going there. But when trucks actually rock up to it, they don't actually physically go into it, they just look at it, draw it out, but they actually are emptying their cargo. So yeah, it's a pretty weird glitch. Looks like they're flying from one cargo terminal to another. Originally when it was the original issue, it was backing traffic up and just absolutely demolishing your traffic numbers. But traffic numbers seem to be normal, but yeah, it's still not completely fixed. So you can see here, there's more trucks flying. This one's digging into the ground, so it's obviously keeping at a certain elevation and just going. Yeah, so that's that's a seriously weird glitch. So we'll just wait for nighttime to come and then we'll do a rocket launch. So I've also built this interchange over here. I spent a bit of time on this one. This is probably the best interchange I've done. But yeah, I was actually sketching out a solution at work one day, trying to figure out how to do it, and then I just went off the sketch that I used. But all the levels are really, I tried to make it as smooth and as realistic as possible. No weird levels or anything like that. But functionally, it's pretty good as well. Get a good amount of traffic usage as well that splits through the city. Yeah, well, it was a little bit unplayable when the first when the update came out and caused the issue. It was very frustrating. It was kind of hard to play. And then I got excited because it got patched, and then got unexcited because it still seemed stuffed. But yeah, I've realized it's still playable for the moment, so just have to wait until they fix it. So yeah, I'm still got to figure out what I'm going to do over here. Some sort of connection area to the Spaceport Island. Yeah, to be honest, making them like that probably took me, I reckon a couple of hours, maybe 2.5 hours of just fiddling and just making sure everything is level, there's no weird elevations. The underpasses are like, have enough room for trucks and cars to actually go underneath them. So yeah, even with mods, I hope CS2 will be a lot more easier to build, because it is pretty time consuming. Pretty much any time I build an interchange now, it's massively time consuming, because now that I get how most of the mods work and how to use them, I just committed to making it look realistically and not with weird shaped elevations and curves and stuff. So no, I don't know what I don't know what the minimum height is. Like, I think usually in vanilla you just go for 9 meters, but I think that's still even too high. But I just eyeball it, so I'll just look at it from here, and then you can sort of tell how tall a truck will be. So yeah, even here, look, I found a mistake with and there's a prop coming out of the road here. Gotta be very careful when you get rid of these props. I just got a whole bunch of new mods, and one of them is making some of the props visible when they should be invisible. So yeah, so I did find an actual problem with one of my. So actually, in this circumstance here, I could probably just remove that pillar. It's not really necessary. Let's pop it out. So there's some more props just hiding over here. The trees. Yeah, so essentially I just eyeball it.
We are the law.
So if I'd have to take a guess, I think it's between 6 and 9 meters.
Well,
around
it's a
that.
complicated question, probably requiring
The
the
island's pretty
services
good
of
at
a
that.
lawyer
I've been leaving
and
like off
an
so I could
accountant.
build.
Is that us? Well, what do you think? Seems to
Alright,
me
I
that
did
there's a lot of
I
you
did
out
a,
there who might need
a
the
space
use of the
launch
law accounting. But
in the
that's
day,
not
so
legal
let's do
advice.
one at
That's
night.
life advice. In fact, we're legally barred from providing
Let's
legal
see how this
advice.
looks.
The law accounting,
It looks better.
officially unlicensed since 2005.
Back to normal speed.
I'm Penem Askelin of Mars Official Radio. Lean back, relax, and let us do the rest. Our songs are simply the best, and my hosting is too.
And if you mean like as in what height will it be if cars can't go under it? I think they still just go through it. They'll just go straight through the concrete. I don't think it actually restricts it. We got the launch. That's pretty cool. I hope they put some more of this sort of stuff in. CS2. Gotta say, I like the nighttime launch. Yeah, I'm not sure what the Even project does either. Oh, look, there it is. It's still going. All right. Okay, so added more industrial. Now they're complaining about not enough places to sell it. I probably need to build more commercial. Let's check out transport. Seems to be going alright at 70. I did have some time off as well from playing this. I haven't really done the treasure quest yet. I know I've got the buildings, but I've been distracted by the cargo train problem, to be honest, and that kind of pissed me off a bit, to be honest. But I know I've got the assets over here. I think the clock's pretty cool. I was thinking I should incorporate the clock somewhere in this island. I was thinking like kind of along here, but it's actually pretty big. I thought it was going to be a bit smaller, so I'm not sure about that. And it would be pretty cool to stick this plaza in the center of this whole thing, but that's going to take a bit of messing around, so I'm not sure about that just yet. But in theory it could work. Yeah, the other buildings are pretty good as well, the plaza. And the, oh yeah, that's right, I want to use the, what do they call this building again? The Creators Library. I think that would be a good addition to this island. Maybe, yeah. Might even work well here. Alright, let's turn off this day-night cycle. Cuts into that mountain pretty strongly. Not sure if I love that or not. I think I'll come back to that. But yeah, when you guys work on your city, you may not have cargo hubs. I think it happens with other industry-related hubs as well. You may not have the same problem if you don't have those particular things. Favorite part of my city. This is becoming favorite part of my city. I mean, this part here, I really like the lines that I did in here, Ridgeview. It just looks quite symmetrical. It really came out quite nicely, and it just feeds all the way back into here. Ah, and then obviously here, Serenity Island. This is definitely one of my favorite little spots. It's probably the only, what we call in Australia rural residential kind of area. Although that view to the water pumps is not necessarily that great, but anyway. But it's like a nice area that, you know, I'd probably choose to live. Yeah, I've got metro, I've got trains, I've got a cable car now, I've got trams. So this area actually is not serviced by metro at all. It's just exclusively buses and trams, which looks pretty nice. It's just worked well here. But no, I do like a lot of the city. I mean, obviously Fibonacci was a great project to get that Fibonacci spiral done. That was pretty fun, and it's turned out pretty well. Like it's pretty much the only area in my city that's actually grids. So functionally, grids do look pretty good, but I wouldn't want to use grids through the whole city. And then the connection here to the university is pretty good. And then the Fibonacci statue is pretty cool as well. Yeah, I haven't, like, that's one thing I haven't actually done in my city properly is industries. I've just got basic industrial. I've got a few warehouses, but I haven't actually tried to create a proper industry. Because I know there's a little bit to it. You've got to, you know, connect factory. I don't know. I've seen a couple of videos on it, and I just haven't gone around to it. I think it's probably after Spaceport Island. Maybe it'll be the next project I have. I might actually put a proper industry in and try to actually get it going. So how do you find the industries anyway? Is it enjoyable to mess around with it, or? Here's my first zoo as well. Although I didn't leave enough land for it, so it's a bit tight, and it doesn't have maybe half the stuff you can put in your zoo. I do like Portsea as well. My little seaside resort. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'd definitely be putting unlimited option on, because that would be very, very annoying. So yeah, I really like the aesthetic of Portsea. It's quite a nice little seaside town with the port over here. And then just a little industrial enclave just here. I guess my idea was, port areas go through rejuvenation periods, and then gentrification is probably the word. So I left a little bit of industry in there. And yeah, I got the freeway going through the mountain, so the freeway connects directly into the industry, as well as the train line. So the train lines are all separated, so passenger train and industry trains run on two totally separate lines. I set that up a long time ago because I was having big issues with trains and things getting stuck. Now, one other interesting thing is this part here, which is a big part that was in when I did it in the vanilla build. So one night, probably about a week ago, I guess, this whole area here disconnected from power. All through here disconnected from power, and it was just a weird glitch because there was literally power connected to it. It was very weird, but because it took so long to reconnect, it killed this whole part of the city. and then essentially it regrew back. Like I was seriously considering just going back to a previous save because I guess just the historical part of it, but it actually rebuilt a lot better. So obviously when I originally built it, I would have just had vanilla assets, and when it regrew, it's using all the assets that I do have now, and it's done a decent mix of them. So I'm actually quite happy with what's come back here. Obviously there's a lot more super tall towers here now, and some of these towers I've messed with their population settings. So these type of towers, for instance, now do 150 households. I think before it was like 20, something ridiculous. So, I mean, it would be interesting to do a new city from scratch with the realistic population mod, but I think I tried to add it to this city at one point and it just kept crashing the game. We just couldn't handle it because the city was already too big. Yeah, so garbage went a bit, when I changed these, like I changed a few other towers as well, garbage did go a bit crazy. Like a good portion of the buildings were screaming about garbage piling up. So what I did, I had actually removed a lot of incinerators, which are these guys here, because I thought I didn't need them, because on the garbage info screen it was saying there was heaps of garbage processing and the landfill was full, and I couldn't understand why I was still getting the garbage icons popping up everywhere. So I think what it actually is, it comes down to the trucks as well. So even though I had enough capacity, I didn't have enough trucks to pick it up constantly. So the good thing with the incinerator plants is they have 34 trucks each. So I rebuilt the incinerator trucks here as they're the incinerator plants, and that increased the trucks, and that basically stopped that problem. So I've also got some incinerator plants here as well. So yeah, that was a little bit annoying because I'm like, there's plenty of landfill, there's plenty of these guys here as well, the waste processing complexes. Why are they still complaining about garbage? But yeah, it's literally trucks. I guess I just didn't have enough trucks to actually service it. So that problem's solved. So after changing those population settings, I needed more industrial, which I built here and in a few other spots. It's weird, I really didn't have much industrial demand for a very long time, and then obviously because adding the extra populations to those buildings really pushed it up. Like I think I went from sitting at around 150,000, like it pushed it up a good at least 20,000 people just by changing, just with tinkering with those populations in the buildings. Well, it doesn't seem to have an impact. I think it's more about the connection to the city. So, I actually pulled out all my power plants here, and I thought I'd just leave 3 landfills here and 2 processing places here. But otherwise, all I have is just over here. I moved it all to the outskirts of the city, because that original location was the outskirt of my city before I got the extra tiles mod. So this was actually on the outskirts. So to be honest, I don't think it does. Like if I look at the map here, I'm pretty sure that the green means like essentially access to garbage. So you can see the whole city's got garbage servicing. There doesn't seem to be a problem with it. So it doesn't really appear that you have to have it very close. Actually, I've got a few buildings here that are complaining about garbage. So the buildings that are complaining about garbage here are the ones that I've messed with the population. So there's still some issue. So I might need to build a few more incinerator plants to get the garbage trucks going up. Yeah, I'd say that it comes down to your garbage trucks. If you've got enough landfill and your garbage processing status is in green and you're still getting it, it'd be the garbage trucks. That's what it was for me. Like I'm still getting it here. So it might even be smarter to just maybe put a a garbage processing plant or incinerator plant here in the industrial area, so it's closer to that section. So I might give that a crack now. Here where it has least little impact or anything, and it will do a couple for Fibonacci as well. Or is it already gone? Let's have a look. Looks like it was just the intermittent garbage issue. Still a couple, so yes, it looks like this area could definitely use it. But it's a bit hard because there's no real industry in this area. Just leave that for now until I can figure out where to put it. So yeah, what was I going to say? There's something else I was going to say. With garbage processing. Yeah, the only thing I haven't messed with in terms of the population is the actual industrial area buildings. So I just messed with a couple of the commercial and office buildings.
Hi, I'm Greg, owner and founder of Steel Frame Spots. Due to unusually short fingers, which are a characteristic of my family line, I was unable to place spots at the elite level I would have liked to.
Changed the
Instead,
population,
I
maybe I
invested my
changed it
energy
too high
into getting you the lowest prices
decided
possible
that it was not
on
needed
athletic gear.
and just disappeared.
Unlike the local sports teams, you can
That's
count
so
on us
frustrating.
every year. I fight every day to get you the best deals.
see if we can
I'll never
build it
drop
back.
the ball on prices, and that's
Yeah, no
because low
worries.
prices and my customers' happiness
More
are
than
not
happy to
affected by the short fingers mentioned
give you a
earlier
tour
in the advertisement. Just remember, when the game's on the line,
Show you my
who do you
mindset.
count on? Steel
Can't
Frame
believe this building
Spots.
disappeared.
That's
Alright, see
who.
if we can find it. I think I have to
Check
make
out
it
our ad in the
historical
Weekly Nickel.
to make sure it doesn't actually disappear.
Welcome back to Mars Official Radio. Due to
maybe
the
I should
dynamic
zone it
and
that way
irregular
as well.
environment in
Might be an
schools,
idea.
I was dissatisfied working as a teacher. Instead, I went back to the university and studied astrophysics. Physics is the science
is
of
the
matter,
one.
its motion, and its behavior in time and space. Astrophysics is the science of things like dark matter, a form of matter that neither emits nor
key it up
reflects
there.
electromagnetic radiation. We don't know if it really exists, but it helps us explain the irregular movements of galaxies.
Probably
It
gonna knock out
obviously
some of
didn't
these
get rid
trees,
of
but
all irregularities. After a little talk, it's time for a little music.
Alright.
That's regular.
try to get it centered again as well. Can be a little bit frustrating when you've already done it and you have to do it again. Alright, I think that's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta change that radio station. It's been playing for a few weeks now. But it seems to be the most, I don't know. I haven't really bought, like, I think I bought one radio DLC. I don't know. I just don't see the point in buying radio stations when you can play your own music and stuff. But it's a little bit hard when you stream because obviously you can't play certain stuff because of copyright, and then it stops your stream, and it's just a bit. I should probably look into it a bit more because I would like to play some better music. Alright, so let's check the Rico settings on this and see if it actually still has the same settings. Oh yeah, so why is it all the way over there? That's the wrong building, I think. No, it's the right building. I don't know why it's sitting all the way over there. It's 175 workers. It already is a historical building, so why did it disappear? Very strange. The piano one, I'll have to, yeah, have to check it out. I do remember there was something else I think I needed to do. I think this was, it's called Sovereign 1. I actually thought that just making it historical was enough. I mean, 175 is probably pushing it. 175 people, but it's a massive building. Probably have 1,000 people, really. Okay, and can we zone? What does it look like with zoning? It's not really in a zone, but alright, let's just leave it. Hopefully it won't disappear again. I think that's the third time I've built that tower. So even those Rico settings, I'm still not 100% clear on exactly how they work. I think I've got it for the most part, the basics, but with all these mods and assets and everything, it's like unlimited with this game. That's what's, I guess, the best thing about it. You can just keep going. And some of the builds I've seen some of the guys do where it's just hyper realistic and hyper detailed. The amount of time those guys must spend on it, it's just nuts. I probably would too if I had the time. Okay, I'm gonna go back to... So the one thing I was thinking of doing, I just don't know if it will work. I just thought it'd be nice to have like a complimentary, one runway airport thing on here. You know, where the rocket ships come back to, the shuttles come back to land. But I don't know. I'm guessing this would be the best spot for it, but the terrain's a little bit everywhere. And I actually found there's a wreck over here. There's a shipwreck over here in this little cove. Makes me think you could do something quite nice with the shipwreck area over here. Yeah, that's right. You can be so detailed and yeah, time just chews. But the results are way better. So I've got most of my buildings here now. Good to see people using on-street parking. I heard CS2 parking is going to be a bigger thing now, so it sounds like it's not going to be just know, a lot of these buildings, cars just rock up and disappear into the building. So apparently that's going to be a bit different. Okay, so what other high-tech buildings have I got left? I haven't got the electric car factory. I don't know if that's really something I want on this island though. Television station, how big's that? So that'd be pretty cool to stick up on the top here somewhere. The semiconductor plant. So that's more of an industry. I can't really have anything else in here. Should probably change my bus route to service that building. Yeah, I guess, like, yeah, you know, streaming your builds adds that a different element to it, at least other people can see it. But, you know, I used to just enjoy playing it, even, you know, I guess I'd still go a little bit detailed, just for my own sort of pleasure. So now, you know, obviously the intersections can be highly detailed as well. So every time I'm building new roads like here, I'm actually detailing it similar to what's the style that's used where I live. I should pull up one of my old SimCity builds. That was, I think I filled a whole a tile, I don't know if they call it tiles, but filled up the whole thing with a massive city. And no one's pretty much seen that except for me, really. Oh, nice. Fair enough, yep. Like, yeah, honestly, the traffic things, I don't know, I kind of half enjoy it, because you're kind of creating your own problem, and then you've got to resolve your own problem, if you know what I mean. So in that way, it's kind of a puzzle. Thing as well is I've got to finish off sections that I start. So I'm feeling a little bit apathetic at the moment in this section. Actually, I need to finish off. So this national park, but I haven't built the southern part of it. I've got the entrance here, but it literally goes nowhere. People can jump on the cable car anyway. But yeah, I think I might just grab something to eat. I might just leave this on cinematic for a little bit. Yeah, I'll see whether or not I come back on, I'm not sure. Or maybe I could catch a flight. Let's see if we can catch a flight. I do love how you can follow different modes of transport. There it is there. Let's follow this guy now. Turn off the notifications. There we go. 95%. That's pretty good. Which streamer is that? I'd love to see that actually. Like I personally think probably 80%, 85% is reasonable. I mean, if you have a massive city, it's going to be busy. But the other side as well is, I guess, as much as I can try to build this city kind of organically, like in a way that's kind of realistic, if you know what I mean. Because I mean, I guess really you could just build a city that follow road hierarchy, 100%, and make these sort of gridded cities. But it'd be nice to see if this guy's city is 95, but it's a natural filling city, not just not built purely for the purpose of being 95% traffic capable, if you know what I mean. I don't know if I'm making sense, but grids, well, grids will always make it a bit easier. Once this cargo train issue's resolved, I might spend some time on roads again and just see if I can actually at least bump up my traffic to 80% again. Now the other thing I want to build is a whole new airport and make this airport like it's like the secondary airport of the city. So I've got to decide where I'm going to put that. So yeah, I might just chuck it on cinematic for a bit. I'm not sure if I'll be back. But thanks for watching. Must be pickles. Must love pickles. My apologies. I think I need some food.
Don't you want money for nothing? Yeah, you do. What's the catch? There is one. Anyone who wants it can have it. You just have to ask for it. Our 3-day sleepaway camp is the perfect place to strike it rich. Who are we? Well, we're the #1 dream makers in the region. And you are a motivated, driven, confident individual who has a desire to make it big. Run! Don't walk! Get your heart rate above 120. This is exciting. This offer is just for you because you deserve it. Come alone. So don't wait. The early bird catches the worm, and the worm is a bus at 143 Industrial Way that leaves at dawn. So grab destiny by the horns. Go on, grab it. It's yours for the taking. Money for nothing. Fault Tech cameras. If you want the best, you have got to go big. That's why our cameras are the biggest on the market. Our shutters the loudest. Our lenses the longest. Cameras aren't paperweights. They're tools. Tools used to create. In fact, the most valuable camera is the one that you're afraid to take outside. Fault Tech. Only the best.
Dear Earthlings, this is an announcement I have received from your brothers and sisters on the Red Planet. We miss Earth. Could you please send more food, concrete, and mangoes, please mangoes, on the next shuttle headed to Mars? End of transmission.